I'm going to talk to you about sex. You see, everybody thinks they know everything there is about sex. And as teenagers, you think you pretty much know what it's all about. So I've come here today to talk to you as an adult, because I believe as teenagers, you're going to be making some adult decisions about sex and your life. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. That's between you and God. But I am here to tell you the truth. So you can never look back and say, if someone had just told me the truth, I wouldn't have made the decisions that I made. If I'm talking to someone here today who has already become sexually active, I'm not here to condemn you. I want you to understand there is such a thing called second virginity, which means after hearing the truth that I'm going to speak to you today, that you're going to say, no, I choose to do it God's way, and I will wait until I exchange the rings and the vows to have sex again. Now, if you are having sex, I challenge you to go to the mate that you're having sex with and say to them, I heard this funny fat lady yesterday talking about sex, and I've made up my mind I'm going to wait. You said you loved me, and if you do, I hope you'll wait with me until the time is right. Now, they've said they loved you all this time, haven't they? Now comes the test. If they truly love you, they will honor your and respect your decision. If they do not, what have you lost? 5 minutes in the back seat of a car? So we're going to talk about sex a little bit today, and I'm going to get a little graphic with you. How does this whole thing start in the first place? Boy sees girl, girl sees boy. You're walking down the hall one day, and gals, all of a sudden you see this hunk of a guy. And he looks back at you, and he says, hi. Can I have your phone number? I'd like to call you. And you say, yeah, sure. You write your phone number down and you hand it over to him. Now, it used to be in my day that it was only the boys who were aggressive. But in today's world, it can also be the girl. So your girls, you're home doing whatever it is you do at home, and the phone rings. Ding, ding. Hello? Yes? I'm fine. How are you? Friday night? Sure, I'd love to. Okay, you can pick me up about 7, thank you. So Friday night, you get all dressed up, the boy arrives, you go to the dance, the movie, whatever you've planned for the evening, and afterwards, of course, there's always a little something to eat. But after that, they usually take you to a place that's nice and quiet and a little isolated so you can talk. After a little bit of conversation, the boy can very well start coming on to you about having sex. And it can go something like this. We're in the car all alone, right, girls? Has anybody ever told you you've got your eyes? You want one. I've watched you for weeks at school. And I've been waiting to approach you, but you were so beautiful, I was afraid. Touch your hair. That's beautiful. And just and you know what? I've never had sex before. I've been waiting for someone just like you. Would you have sex with me? And girls, at that point, you're going to need to make a decision. But nowadays, the girl can put on pressure too. So now you're in this nice quiet spot, all alone, so you can talk. And the girl looks at the guy and she says, I'm so glad you invited me to come on a date. I've been waiting to talk to you for such a long time. Oh, you should feel his muscles. And she comes on to him, and she tells him how much she'd love to have sex for the first time. I'm here to give you the answer to what you do when this happens. Are you ready? You're in the car. It's isolated and you're all alone. The guy's coming onto you or the girl's coming onto you. This is what you do. You grab a hold of the door handle. You pull that door open. Step out. and drop. The point is, you say no. 5 minutes in the backseat of the car is not worth what you'll be looking at in the future. Let's just say you didn't run. You stayed. You believed that you were the only beautiful girl he'd ever looked at, and that I really was so attracted to you, I've been waiting for you. But now, you realize that your period is late. You begin to count on your fingers, and you get yourself a pregnancy test, and you find out you may or may not be pregnant. If you're not, you've been blessed. If you are, you've also been blessed. When you get in a car and start driving down the street, you know you take a chance of having a car accident once you get behind that wheel. When you decide to become sexually active, there are consequences there as well. And it can be a pregnancy. Now, God put a circle of protection around sex, not to stop you from having fun, but to protect you. Do you know what the parameter around sex is? Can you tell me? What is it?
She said marriage.
Absolutely. How many of you are married? Raise your hand, please. No one's engaged here. And at this point, I will say, being engaged is not yet married. Sex is only safe and condoned within God's parameters when you are married. So now you find out, after counting on your fingers, the first thing you're probably going to do, girls, is to go talk to the father of the baby. Unfortunately, for you girls, and actually for the guys, statistics worldwide show us that 98% of the boys, from the day you announce you're pregnant with his child, within 30 days will have found someone else. And you are left with a decision what to do with the rest of your life. I ask you to stop and think, was that 5 minutes really worth? So now you have 3 choices. None of them are easy. The easy one was when I ran out the door and you all laughed at. The first choice is to carry the child to term, knowing that you're not able to care for the child yourself as much as you'd like to, and find a family you can gift the child to, knowing in your heart that you've carried that child and you love it for 9 full months. But a love that's greater than you can understand yourself. You give it away that it might have better chances. Not an easy choice, but a good one. Second choice. Carry the child to term and decide that you yourself will raise the child alone. You'll be doing baby bottles and diapers. And you will indeed lay down your life for that child. You'll never regret it. I've never met anyone who ever gave life and regretted it. The third choice you have is what Julie and I chose, abortion. You believe their lies that you can't go on with a child. You're not capable of raising a child at your age. And you have no reason to have to put up with 9 months of uncomfortable pregnancy. We can take care of it in just a couple appointments for you. And you'll never have to think about it again. Today, girls and guys, you have 35 and counting. Many of them you can never, ever lose or get rid of. You'll always have it in your system. We also hear that if we have oral sex or just touching, we're safe. That's not true for you anymore. Some sexual diseases are so contagious that only by touching a genital that is already contaminated and then touching your own body, you can also receive that disease. Is that 5 minutes really worth it? No, they're not. Guys and gals, I've tried to be funny, but it's a serious, serious decision you have to make. I pray you'll make it God's way. My hope and my prayer for each and every one of you here today is that you don't remember my name, you don't remember the fact that I'm living, but you remember the message I brought. If I could have one prayer answered, it would be for each of you to decide to stay pure. And one day, you will come down the church aisle. Girls, you'll be in a beautiful white dress. The church will be filled with flowers. Family and friends will gather around. And standing up there at our altar will be the man God chose for you. You can stand before him, or you can stand before her, and you can say this to them. I come to you clean and pure, just as God asked us to do. When I was in school, the kids laughed at me. They said I was stupid, I was dumb, I was missing out on a great thing, but I knew God had a special person just for me. And I made the choice to wait. I love you. You're the one God gave me. You will exchange the rings. You'll have your reception and your dance. Everyone will be happy and having a wonderful time. And the two of you will slip off together someplace where only you two know. And you can have the most incredible, guilt-free, loving, sexual relationship you could ever imagine. God's way always works. And that's what I wish for each of you. Thank you.